All praise to you, gracious Creator. You have gathered us in this university community to praise you by our words and our works. Bless the University of Alberta, which seeks to teach whatsoever things are true. Bless the students and professors, the non-academic staff and support staff, the administration, and those who volunteer on the University Board of Governors, the Senate, and the Alumni Council, and all those who promote sound education in our community. We ask that those who leave here today, blessed with their degrees, may be given grace and strength to serve in our global home. May we grow in wisdom and grace before you and all your people. May this university always be a home of truth and wisdom, of faith and goodwill towards all. Please be seated. Good afternoon on this rather stormy Alberta day, but I think you'll find the convocation would be very uplifting and perhaps let us forget about the weather outside. Welcome to the University of Alberta. My name is Ralph Young. I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor of the University of Alberta, and on behalf of the entire university community, I'm honored to welcome you to this convocation. To begin, I wish to acknowledge and honor all Indigenous peoples, including the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations of Treaty 6, and to acknowledge the traditional lands on which we are gathered today. I also wish to acknowledge and honor the immigrants from many nations whose contributions have added so much to our rich heritage. Our university is blessed with a diverse and inclusive culture that is built on a legacy of all those who have come before us. Today we pledge to uphold that legacy as we continue to pursue whatsoever things are true. This is a time of great joy and thanksgiving, and we are glad that so many friends and family members could join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. I know that our lives are busy, more so than it seems, and in my experience, the older one gets, the faster life seems to go by. Chief Crowfoot of the Siksika Nation once said, and I quote, "What is life? It is the flash of a firefly in the night. It is the breath of a buffalo in the wintertime. It is a little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset." So there is real value in slowing our pace and stopping once in a while to celebrate something truly significant. Your graduation from the University of Alberta is such an occasion, and we're honored to share it with you. Joining the celebration on the stage today is our President, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, Mr. Don Matthew, Board of Governors Representative. We're also privileged to welcome Dr. Ian Sterling, who has accepted our invitation to receive an Honorary Doctorate of Science. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrates extraordinary achievements, or recognizes remarkable service to society. I'm also equally delighted to welcome here on stage past honorary degree recipient, Dr. Margaret Ann Armour, and Mr. George Rogers, Deputy Speaker and MLA for Leduc-Beaumont. Also on the stage today, with us today, are senior staff, deans, and professors from the Academy. We are all dressed formally in academic robes to mark the importance of this ceremony. The tradition of convocation, a gathering together of all qualified degree holders in a university community, dates back almost 700 years. Generations and generations of scholars have walked in your footsteps. But in spite of all the history and tradition within today's ceremony, our convocation today is not about the past. It's all about your future. Convocation is about you, our graduates, and that promise of the future you hold in your hands. This is a day to celebrate, and I hope you will enjoy it. I would now like to start by inviting greetings from our University Board of Governors, Mr. Don Matthews.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Ralph Young, President Dr. Indira Samarasekera, distinguished guests, graduands, families, and friends. I am honored to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors of the University. Convocation is a rare and important time when the entire university community gathers to celebrate the achievements since our last ceremony. Today, you will be graduating from an institution that is recognized as one of Canada's leading universities and ranks amongst the top 100 in the world. Indeed, we have much to celebrate, but today we especially gathered to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2013. We are confident that the knowledge you have gained through hard work and dedication will serve you well as you face the opportunities and challenges in our society. By completing your programs and studies, each of you has achieved a rare level of excellence, which will be forever recognized in your university degree. And now, your university has the privilege of acknowledging your success. The Board of Governors salutes you today, and we hope this ceremony will be remembered as a highlight in a full and satisfying career. We join with family and friends in offering our sincerest congratulations and our very best wishes in all your future endeavors. Congratulations to each of you, and to those who have encouraged and supported you and thus made it possible for you to be here today. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. George Rogers, MLA for Leduc-Beaumont. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Matthew of the Board of Governors, President Samara Sakara, Honorary Doctor Recipient, Dr. Ian Sterling, honored guests, faculty members, staff, students, family, and friends, Mesdames et Messieurs. It is my privilege to bring you greetings on behalf of the Government of Alberta. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue au nom de la Première Ministre, Alison Redford, Deputy Premier and Minister of Enterprise and Advanced Education, the Honorable Thomas Lukaszuk, et tous mes collègues du gouvernement. Today, you celebrate years of hard work and study. Today, you receive a validation of the skills and knowledge you've developed to make your mark on the world in a way that speaks to your beliefs and your passions. As I stand here, I'm reminded of Commander Chris Hadfield, the first Canadian to command the International Space Station. He wears his passions on his sleeve, and by sharing his love, not only for science and exploring the frontiers of space, but also for music, he has helped to teach and inspire millions of people around the world. I would encourage you to follow your passions, use your ideas, and fight for your beliefs as you pursue whatever path your studies take you. You have received some of the best education anywhere. You've been provided a foundation for growing your mind and impacting the world. Your achievements today is not an end, but it is indeed a beginning, like a window on the world, a world that is full of U of A graduates. A Prime Minister, Chief Justices, respected scientists, many great educators and humanitarians who have and continue to make their indelible mark on our world. Know that the sky is the limit. Vous êtes limité que par votre imagination. I'm very confident that the class of 2013 will make our world a better place, and I'm very privileged to share this moment with you and your families, who, along with your professors, have guided and nurtured you to this very special day. God bless you, and may you fulfill all your dreams in your chosen careers. Thank you, merci, et bonne chance.
Class of 2013, congratulations, felicitación. I look out over this auditorium and I am filled with pride at what you have accomplished at the University of Alberta. This is a day for celebrating your success, for reflecting upon all that you have learned, for acknowledging all those hours that you spent in the classroom, the library, and laboratory, for reviewing the experiences you gained out in the field, co-op placements, community service learning, and study abroad. Be proud of your achievements. Be thankful to your parents and families for all the support they've given you. Your families are extremely proud of you. You have no idea the sense of relief they are experiencing. A piece of advice: now would be a good time to ask for money. You graduate at an exciting time. Virgin Galactic, the world's first commercial space line, not airline, announced that they have recruited 2 pilots for their commercial flight team. Space travel for ordinary people like you and me will become a reality in your lifetime. I wonder if you've been following over the last several weeks the tweets of Canada's own celebrated astronaut Chris Hadfield, commander of Expedition 35 of the International Space Station. Chris Hadfield was only 9 years old when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. Inspired to become an astronaut, he was the first Canadian to leave a spacecraft and float freely in space. He was the first Canadian to operate the Canadarm. Did you know that 2 University of Alberta alumni played significant roles in the making of Canadarm, Canada's most renowned contribution to the human space program? Gary Lindbergh, a U of A alumnus, was Canadarm's project manager, while another alumnus, Lloyd Pinckey, built the space vision system that gave Canadarm 2 eyes as well as arms. It was in 1981 that Canadarm made its debut on the space shuttle Columbia. Now, in 2013, we are on the verge of commercial space travel. This is all the more amazing when you consider that it was only 110 years ago, in 1903, that Orville and Wilbur Wright made the first controlled, powered, and sustained human flight. Their first plane cost less than $1,000, and the first flight lasted 12 seconds, traveled a distance of only 120 feet at 6.8 miles per hour. I'm surprised they just didn't quit. And so their journey began. It was neither easy nor speedy. They had trouble establishing legitimacy. Most newspapers did not cover their efforts because no one believed it. They endured crashes, patent wars, and lawsuits. Finally, in 1909, they incorporated the Wright Brothers Company. In November of 1910, they transported the first known commercial cargo for a payload of $5,000. They launched a flying school. By 1916, Wright brothers had trained 115 pilots, and commercial aviation was launched, the wellspring of today's space travel. Theirs is an amazing story of grit and entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, Wilbur died at the age of 45 of typhoid fever, and Orville sold the company. On Wilbur's death, his father, Milton, wrote this about him in his diary, and I quote, "A short life, full of consequences, an unfailing intellect, imperturbable temper, great self-reliance, great modesty, seeing the right clearly, pursuing it steadfastly, he lived and died," unquote. As you graduate today, I want you to reflect on the lives of Wilbur and Orville Wright and the many who followed them to develop aviation and space travel, including Neil Armstrong, Chris Hadfield, and University of Alberta alumni Gary Lindbergh and Lloyd Pinckey. They saw the right clearly. They lived lives of consequences. They have led good lives. Today, as you graduate from the University of Alberta, I challenge all of you to live a good life. And what will that entail? In our society, we tend to equate a good life with an easy life, a life of quickly achieved professional success, personal happiness, and financial security. While it is my hope that you experience all of these good things, I want to turn this notion on its head. Today, I want to suggest to you that a good life is not an easy life. It is an uneasy one. A good life makes you uncomfortable. It includes adversities. It presents you with difficulties that take all of your knowledge, ingenuity, and energy to solve. It tests your fortitude and teaches you the value of failure. Seeing adversity as a positive force is out of fashion in our society right now. As parents, my children are only a few years older than you. We have tried to raise you well. This has included shielding you from hardship, wanting to save you from pain. But sometimes I worry that with the best of intentions, we have inadvertently taught you another lesson. A lesson that teaches you that you need our protection because you can't handle really difficult challenges. But do not underestimate yourself. Today, you receive a degree from the University of Alberta. If we have done our job well, we have challenged you to work very hard, to stretch yourself intellectually and creatively. We've asked you to get out of your comfort zone and forced you to ask tough questions of yourself. Now, I want you to go out and seize the opportunity to build the new organizations, industries, and institutions our society obviously needs. Your generation is much more equitable, open, and tolerant than mine or your parents. You can be the generation that comes up with the solutions we need to solve cultural and political conflict and reimagine international relations. New technologies, you're already using them in every endeavor, from teaching to scientific research, to design, to business, to health, to arts and culture. Can you see the potential in new forms of media for building community, citizen action, information sharing, and so on? Absolutely. Will it be easy? No. Will it take enormous amounts of determination and energy to do the work that needs doing? Yes, it will. But this is what it means to lead a good life. Today, you join a family of U of A alumni who stand 275,000 strong. This family will also include today's honorary degree recipient, Dr. Ian Sterling. Throughout our history, our graduates and honorary degree recipients have been inspired by the two fundamental values on which the U of A is built: the pursuit of truth, qua cumque vera, and the call to use the knowledge for the uplifting of the whole people. We need you to live a good life. I know that you can and that you will. A good life is not shaped by what you are given, but by what it demands from you and how you use your gifts to respond to those demands. Lived well, it will bring you enormous joy and great satisfaction. J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter fame called on Harvard's graduating class of 2008 to live a good life in her Convocation address. I conclude with her words, and I quote, "Tomorrow, I hope that even if you remember not a single word of mine, you remember those of Seneca, an old Roman I met when I fled down the classics corridor in search of ancient wisdom. He said, 'As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters.' I wish you all very good lives. Congratulations."
A University of Alberta honorary degree is intended to recognize and honor outstanding individuals whose significant achievements and contributions are worthy of the university's highest honor. The awarding of an honorary degree is intended to encourage a standard of excellence which is exemplary to students and to society. While fields of endeavor and accomplishments vary widely, each recipient is truly unique, and each recipient, by accepting an honorary degree, brings honor to this great university. The vision of the University of Alberta is to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community, building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, I am honored to introduce Ian Grote Sterling for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science. Dr. Ian Sterling's 40-plus year of research have created a remarkable legacy, illuminating the plight of polar bears and the consequences of climate change. His outspoken advocacy for the North, his respect for Indigenous communities, and his broad view of ecosystem dynamics has made him a true champion of the Canadian Arctic. Between 1970 and 2007, Dr. Sterling was research scientist with the Canadian Wildlife Service of Environment Canada, where his work extended beyond polar bears to include other Arctic mammals, such as the ring seal, bearded seal, beluga whale, and walrus. He has contributed a great deal to our understanding of sea ice ecology and predator-prey relationships. An officer of the Order of Canada, he is an elected Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada and of the Arctic Institute of North America. Dr. Sterling has also served as an adjunct professor in our own Department of Biological Sciences in the Faculty of Science for over 30 years. His teaching and research have both informed and inspired the next generation of Northern biologists. Deeply committed to education and advocacy, Dr. Sterling's successful books on bears continue to reach a wide range of audiences. He has also volunteered countless hours with diverse organizations such as the World Wildlife Fund, the American Society of Mammalogists, and Polar Bears International. An instrumental leader in shaping Canada's vision as a northern nation, Dr. Sterling's work is recognized and respected around the world. Eminent Chancellor, with great respect, I present to you Ian Grote Sterling.
Ian Grote Sterling, in recognition of exemplary leadership in advancing scientific understanding and public awareness of the ecological balance in the Canadian North, I desire to confer upon you the Honorary Doctor of Laws, Doctor of Science, and express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. We'll hold on to this very long.
Eminent Chancellor, Madam President, representative of the Board of Governors, faculty, and most importantly today, new science graduates, your families, and your friends. It's a huge and quite unexpected honor to be standing before you today. I was never actually present to receive any of my own academic degrees. In fact, I was in New Zealand starting my PhD when my master's degree from UBC arrived in the mail. The words on the customs declaration were simple: diploma, no commercial value. At the time, I found it rather humorous, but later I came to think of that label really quite differently. By itself, the degree, it doesn't have that much value maybe, but what it does do is qualify the holder to advance through another door to new opportunities. Even so, you need to press your limits to realize the potential that your degree could qualify you for. I'll use an example from my own experience. I was fascinated by marine mammals of polar regions, and so when I got an opportunity to do my PhD on Weddell seals in McMurdo Sound, Antarctica, I just jumped for it, without a second of thought. However, I will never forget stepping out of a transport plane onto the Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica after a 10-hour flight from Christchurch in January of 1966 at about 4 a.m. It was cold, it was 24-hour daylight, and very windy. As I looked south across the ice shelf through the transantarctic mountains vanishing into the distance, the sheer scale of the environment and the challenging nature of what I'd come to do began to sink in. There I was, in a place I was completely unfamiliar with, to start a major project on a large mammal I'd never seen, using methods that had yet to be developed, and coming to the realization I was pretty much on my own to figure everything out. I confess I did wonder then a little bit if maybe this time I'd bitten off a little too much. However, it all worked out, but a significant part of what was very helpful to me at difficult times was the MSc degree and the training that I received when I was doing it, the diploma with no commercial value. So in fact, my degree had a great deal of value, as do those earned by all of you, just in a different sense, but only you can make it so. I have also never forgotten that I was able to spend my working career doing research all over the polar regions, both polar regions, because at a critical moment, a door was opened that gave me the chance I needed to get started. Thus, I always wanted to pay back that favor in some way by opening the door for other young, keen students wanting a similar opportunity. I knew how they felt. My appointment as an adjunct professor here at the University of Alberta in 1979 gave me the opportunity to realize that goal. In my unsalaried capacity, I guest lectured and supervised grad students for well over 30 years. Most importantly, all my students, including quite a few girls, women now I guess you call them, are still working in their chosen field, and that's one of the most satisfying aspects of my career. However, my purpose of telling you that is not to try and impress you, because I don't usually like to talk about it much, but to emphasize, hopefully by example, my deep personal belief that sometimes the most valuable contributions that you can make to society are those that you undertake simply to try to help make it a better place, independent of remuneration. In your busy years of studying and exams, have you ever stopped to think what science really is, and thus what some of your responsibilities as a scientist might be? I once asked a deep-thinking physicist friend what he thought science was. Without a moment of hesitation, he said he thought there was order in the universe, and that science was simply the description of that order. That's still the most concise definition I know. Similarly, when I was a grad student in New Zealand, a young faculty member just back from finishing her PhD at Oxford once commented to me that the most important thing she concluded after her years at Oxford was that science is simply the process of discovering and documenting truth. I mention these similar but fundamental observations because over the centuries, the independent reporting of scientific results has sometimes been a focus of inappropriate political influence. For example, in recent decades, we've seen a few scientists, for whatever reason, be willing to deliberately distort the results of clearly documented scientific facts of enormous consequence to society, such as the link between cancer and tobacco, or anthropogenic carbon dioxide production and climate warming. Some governments have prevented their scientists from speaking openly about the results of their research to the public, whose taxes paid for them. Similarly, such governments have canceled or significantly reduced funding for research for ideological rather than scientific reasons. All such behaviors are the polar opposite of searching for truth or describing order in the universe. It's useful to look at history with respect to the futility of trying to suppress truth. How many people remember the name of the Pope who in the 15th century forcibly silenced Galileo, whose scientific conclusions remain so well known today? He's variously been called the father of observation astronomy, physics, and even of science itself. In this vein, it's also worth recalling the words of Shakespeare's character Lancelot in The Merchant of Venice in 1596. At length, truth will out. However, it concerns me greatly that while we wait for that eventuality, much damage may be done to the world that our grandchildren and their grandchildren will be living in. In closing, I'd like to thank the University of Alberta for giving me the opportunity to open some doors for young scientists and for awarding me this honor. To many agencies and individuals and Inuit hunters who helped make my research career possible, and especially the long-term support of my wife Stella and our family. I encourage all you graduates setting off in what I hope will be rewarding careers to test the limits of your minds, work in other countries, collaborate with other scientists, and evaluate ideas that challenge your own beliefs. Don't be afraid to admit it when you don't know something, or sometimes when you're simply wrong. Lastly, an important lesson I was reminded of in the first few days of my research on polar bears is that overconfidence can lead to big mistakes. Without checking properly one afternoon, I nonchalantly climbed into one of the unique earth dens on the land in northeastern Manitoba on the coast of Hudson Bay to make some measurements. When I got in there, I found it was already occupied by a 1,460-pound adult male. I managed to get out quickly and have a wonderful career instead of just being the bear's lunch, but it was a lesson that has stayed with me forever. Most of all, however, I encourage you to never forget the fundamental tenet that science is simply about truth and the description of order in the universe. With that approach to your chosen field, your training and your degrees will all have enormous value. Thank you very much.
Dr. Sterling, thank you for your wise words, but I have the unfortunate duty to advise you that this degree also has no commercial value. But we're very honored by your contributions to science and the honor that you bring in our university in accepting this honorary degree. Your presence today and your thoughtful words have been a great gift and one we and our graduates will treasure. It's wonderful for our students and graduates to hear your perspective and to share this stage with you. Now, to commemorate this honorary degree, we would now like to have Dr. Ian Sterling sign our university honor roll. Thank you, Dr. Sterling. You're now officially one of our family. And now, graduates, it's your turn. As the name of each graduand is called to cross the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. When we shake hands, that will be the moment that your degree is conferred and that you become a graduate. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta Mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in this community. I look forward to meeting you on stage.
The candidates for degrees will please rise and follow on page 5 of the Convocation program. Up. Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, and for those who believe to serve your God, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Jonathan Schaefer, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Science. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Ibrahim Al-Rafia. Justin James Bailey. Jacob Alexandre Joseph Burgess. Benjamin Lester Burke. Haley Jane Carlson. Ping Cheng. Jian Deng. Tyler James Donner. Matthew Dowling. Amira Fauzi Ali Eliasbi. Hiofan Hoi. Amber Marie Holdsworth. Jamie Lorne Kraft. Feng Li. Xunchen Yu. Christopher Scott McEwen. Benjamin Christian Montgomery. Gail Colleen Morrishan. Adrian Harrison Murray. Nikolai Alexandrovich Sinkov. Anne Margaret Slaney. Artur Temurazan. Shannon Rita White. Brian Joseph Warfook. Lee Shah. Wenmin Ye. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Science, Mohammed Mahdi Ajaluyan. Rhys Timon Chouinard. Fabio Rocha de Pino. Laura Diaz Satisabal. Brett Christopher Phelan. Mohammed Saful Islam. Gerardo Ruben Juarez Lara. Parisa Mazuri. Shalyn Alyssa McFarlane. Kizia Ann Miashta. Natalia Negara. Natapol Pirianasorn. Minakshi Segal. Diana Dawn Semler. Nehal Sharma. Jashing Song. Pairi Alejandra Yamarte Loreto. Zonglin Yang. Navid Zolhader. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Brendan Paul Abbott. Faria Asan Aden. Sarah Jamal Almas. Robin Janelle Anderson. Sumaya Erid. Jessica Asgarpur with distinction. Pinar Atesh. Carmen Au. Danielle Evangeline Balanco. Danny Gerardus Baltuzan. Gurpal Singh Bara with distinction. Matthew Nicholas Barron with distinction. Nathan Thomas Bartlett with distinction. Anna Basler. Kyle Matthew Batesar with distinction. Kathleen Sarah Bekavec. Haley Dawn Bell. Jamie Lynn Beretti Legier. Nicole Kaylee Berith. Ryan Sidney Avery Bazook with distinction. Michael Wilfred Bording Jorgensen. Daniel Alexander Bouchard with distinction. Patrick Aurel Boutet. Benjamin Thomas Bausema. Zachariah Matthew Breckenridge with distinction. Carly Lynn Brown with distinction. Lauren April Brown. Leah Ann Brown with distinction. Braden Corey Bunce. Rebecca Leanne Butter with distinction. Lena Kadili with distinction. Nicholas Carter. Christopher Chan. Jennifer Lakit Chan. Bill Chan. Christina Senyi Chan. Tak Yin Chan with distinction. Salma Shiraz Charania. Carmen May Chi. Carissa Jiawei Chen with distinction. April Sinhao Cheng. Sarah Caillou Chung. Catherine Elizabeth Childs with distinction. Rochelle Catherine Chin. Megan Kayla Chu. Hyunjin Cho with distinction. Austin Paul Chomey with distinction. Denise Jianwen Chow. Natalie Chua with distinction. Edwin Chung. Andrew Alexander Kojelin with distinction. Mitchell John Kampa Cook. Jeffrey Frederick Corey. Mathieu Peter Krebin. Michelle Nicole Soli with distinction. Heather Elizabeth Curtis. Eunice Giselle DeBow. Kim Hoang Dang. Leah Lorraine Daniluk. Lee Ryan Davis. Brittany Nicole Damon with distinction. Paula Marie Umahondaza. Nicholas Stewart Dean with distinction. Ryan Matthew Dean. Amanda Dawn Dewar with distinction. Malik Singh Dadwal. Zakia Danani with distinction. David Dean. Raymark Sakluti Dizon. Alexander Roland Doby. Katrina Teresa Drohomoretsky with distinction. Richard Stephen Eastwood. Claire Rhea Ellison with distinction. Connor Bernard Enns. Dienale Toyin Eporwe. Tatian Joel Epp. Christine Asawi. Patrick Curtis Everett with distinction. Jackie Fan. Jingya Fan. Kavan Shamim Fani. Jimmy Flint Feng. Rebecca Carol Ference. Josh Austin Firso with distinction. Curtis Ian Fleet. Megan Elizabeth May Fleming with distinction. Catherine Amber Forster. Jason Kwokli Foy with distinction. Marissa Gann with distinction. Dana Lee Gans. Alia Gowrie. Brandon Clark Gauthier with distinction. Sarah Ann Ganame with distinction. Heather Marie Glassman with distinction. Joseph Matthew Goodhart. Xiaotong Go. Melissa Lee Gran. Caitlin Maria Green. Shinedeep Kaur Grayral. Cassandra Guzzo. Wei Ha. Nerek Hakobian. Tyler Craig Hamilton. Amal Hamami. Peter Harb. Carl Nelson Hartman. Recipient of the Dean's Gold Medal in Science, Jessie Lee Hill with distinction. Jennifer Huang with distinction. Kelly John Holdstock. Michelle Marie Horn. Faduma Yusuf Ismaili. Melissa Jabor with distinction. Sayada Alvia Jaffrey. Richa Arti Jasal. Leora Gay Marion Jevney. Annie Jian. Pei Wen Jiang. Nigel Cherian John. Ian Michael Johns. Mark Patrick Johnston. Vanessa Ann Johnson. Andrew Vincent Johnstone with distinction. Stephanie Jordan Kaintz. Malika Karim. Amy Cavalanis. Eva Purna Kondekar. Farouz Koshandamgoli. Justin Singh Kunkun with distinction. Patricia Kimak. Shane Julian Alexander King. Catherine Angela Kerwin. Danelle Cassidy Kletke. Kristen Marcus Klinger with distinction. Seokju Ko. Michelle Quay with distinction. Shauna Jordan Korzanowski. Christina Ellen Kreitcher. Cassie Lynn Marie Kruenchuk. Calvin Paul Kruger. Jenna Alice Christofiak. Jonathan Marcus Quang. Henry Jonathan Theodore Jerry Kucher. Stephanie Jane Kuhn with distinction. Mohit Kumar. Kristen Lindsay Kunkel with distinction. Matthew Kasete Kusmu. Sherwin Carmen Kwong. Maggie La with distinction. Daniel Lafreniere. Samantha Puyin Lam with distinction. Alyssa Benyi Lau with distinction. Callum Andrew Lavoie with distinction. Maura Bailey Lavoie with distinction. Gerald Lee. Jacob Lebova. Catherine Lee with distinction. Erica Sung-un Lee. Hyung-min Lee. Yan Ying Lee. Paul Xing Lee with distinction. Shuai Lee with distinction. Susanna Fang Liang. Jonathan Hong Q Lim with distinction. Ashley Elaine Leonard. Nancy Nian Liu. Ruishan Liu. Ting Ting Liu. Maninder Singh Longawal with distinction. Nora Jessica Lummox with distinction. Diana Catherine Lutz.
Megan Lysick.
Megan Katie Lysick with distinction. Lindsay Michelle Madsen with distinction. Arlette Ishimwe Magbiti. Piashi Mighty. Laura Merilanda with distinction. Bradley Jordan Matsuba. Justin Robert Matters. Eleni Mayers. Darren John McConnell. Claire Ivy McNiven with distinction. Neaz Memon with distinction. Fanyu Meng. Rebecca Jean Mercer with distinction. Lucas Stewart Milne with distinction. Liane Janelle Miro with distinction. Juana Isabella Mocano. Uba Awal Omar Mohammed, who is also receiving a certificate in community service learning. Noor Amira Mod Rizal Young. Zahir Hassan Molu with distinction. Tyler Kent Naffin. Mitchell Ryan Nato with distinction. Kurtalaine Nasser with distinction. Rebecca Alexandra Doris Newman. Jamie's Jin La Ming.
Brian Nguyen. Louis Long Nguyen. Stephen Van Nguyen. Sean Robert Nicholson. Trevor Harold O'Brien. Justin Edward Okerman. Brett Andrew Lob Olafson with distinction. Carlo Omengan Oliva. Shelby Ann Olson with distinction. Margaret Louise Omand with distinction. Amal Mohammed Omar. Tomaloya Onanuga. Jessica Christine O'Neill. Megan Julie O'Shea. Asil Hussein Othman with distinction. Alessandra Maria Pegliacolo. Michael David Parks with distinction. Amanda Tony Paulos with distinction. Taylor Jorgen Henry Peterson. Aisha Sambare Penda. Alyssa Dawn Pearl with distinction. Matthew Shane Pinenberg with distinction. Roxanne Lopez Pinson with distinction. Delisle Thomas Paulette with distinction. Monica Antonina Pitlak with distinction. Apinder Kaur Rai. Ashley Gale Ray. Matthew Alexander Reason with distinction. Colin Reynolds with distinction. Rebecca Claire Underwood Ricketts. Stacy Carlene Rogan. Catherine Ivanka Ronsky. Richard Justin Roque with distinction. Mara Joan Antonio Roquero. Alex Michael Rupp. Jenna Marie St. George. Kayla Nicole St. Pierre. Sarah Solman. Clarissa Lillian Samuel. Ravneet Kaur Sandhu. Brian Richard Saunders. Alana Christine Sawyer. Ashley Christine Skanga. Matthew Jacob Sheffer with distinction. Owen Greg Shire with distinction. Andrew William Schilling. Tegan Carey Schroe. Tiara Ann Schroe. Darren Michael Schultz. James Schwager with distinction. Danielle Rianne Scriven with distinction. Jordan Tahachi Sakea. Danica Marie Semenuk. Bharat Sharma with distinction. Vanessa Marie Shuchuk with distinction. Jae Yi Shin. Wajiha Siddiqui. Courtney Jane Sieben. Joshua Wilfred Simpson with distinction. Arena Sin with distinction. Adam Chenbo Sinclair with distinction. Manaka Sivakmar. Timothy James Swearick. Dana Lee Smorden with distinction. Katie Ann Smith. Dana Alexandra Snell with distinction. Ashley Lynette Solahub with distinction. Rhonda Sam Suki. Sarah Medora Stanners. Michael Ryan Stepanuck. Tylen Randall Bartels Stroshan. Johannes Paulo Marquez Supan. Hassan Tahir with distinction. Hui Xin Tan. Lance Andrew Taylor with distinction. Tian Tian. Alyssa Tintinalia with distinction. Bella Lokta Yanto. Fardina Tukhi. Alexander Tuznik with distinction. Wen Chihuan Tran. Viet Nhan Tran Duc. Janet Trang. Jasmine Rosie Tsang. Kaman Tsang. Adam Stefan Tundak. Devin Kenneth Ulvestad with distinction. Suki Kaur Verk. Courtney Ann Vischer. Jordan Anthony Volrath with distinction. Kayla Francis Wojtachuk. Tatiana Nicole Vukadinovich with distinction. Vlatka Vitulevich with distinction. Mandy Kathleen Wall. Jenna Leanne Walter. David Nathan Wanamaker. Kevin Anthony Welagi. Ran Wei. Stephanie Nicole Wepperk. Landon Edmund Neil Wellen. Danielle Diane Whitfield with distinction. Madison Celestine Wilkening. Heidi Tess Williston with distinction. Jessica Xia Wong. Daniel Glenn Woolger. Lyndon James Wojtek. Jessica Jade Wyristock with distinction. Barbara Helena Wysocki. Philip Wizakinski with distinction. Annabella Yee. Jordan Wayne Yip. Benedict Chai Xuan Young with distinction. Stephanie K. Yu. Marissa Audrey Yurchishin. Landon Cameron Ashley Zeroni. Cindy Shin Zhang. Han Zhang. Jingmin Zhang with distinction. Shayu Zhong. Haibin Zhu. Dustin James Zeidhoff. Éminent chancelleur, au nom de la professeure Marc Arnel, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter les gradués des baccalauréats de la faculté Saint-Jean. Éminence, for the degree of, au grade de matrice en sciences de l'éducation, Cyril Alexandre Muller. Sébastien Picard. Éminence, au grade de baccalauréat en éducation and baccalauréat et sciences, recipient of la médaille d'or des Pérez Oblats, Stephanie Nicole Godel avec distinction et un baccalauréat en éducation et baccalauréat et sciences.
Stephanie Nicole Godel is this year's recipient of La Médaille d'Or des Pérez Oblats, awarded by the Faculté Saint-Jean to the graduating student who has shown the highest distinction in scholarship. This, yes. This award was endowed by Lafon Saint Jean. Stephanie is graduating today as the top student of her class in a combined Bachelor of Education and Science degree from Campus Saint Jean. Stephanie has previously received the Faculté Saint Jean Dean's Citation and Faculté Saint Jean Academic Excellence Scholarship for her scholastic achievements. Passionate about education, she did a medical volunteer project in Nicaragua where she worked in a clinic teaching health and hygiene classes to young students. Stephanie's future goal is obtaining admission into medical school. Felicitations, Stephanie, and very good luck to you. Yes, I hope it all goes well for you. Yeah, there you go. Well done.
Éminence, au grade de baccalauréat et arts, Justine Lauren Bell avec distinction. Meguette Fatma Diouf. Franck Olivier Jean Gauly. Karina Christina Holmgren. Michelle Lubala Kahumba. Nathalie Sandrine Cotou. Marie Marguerite McCrum. Andrea Vogel avec distinction. Éminence, au grade de baccalauréat et sciences, Anna Maria Barzak. Colette Brousseau. Michelle Karine Dupuis. Rochelle Lee Edwards. Leah Alexandra Haney avec distinction. Martine Karikarubu. Bria Jackson Kindersley. Chad Marshall Cranehoff avec baccalauréat et sciences et baccalauréat en éducation. Cameron Nicholas Laurie. Chelsea Alice Legge Saint-Pierre avec distinction. Karen Rose Lipka. Claude Alain Saint-Amand Hubert avec distinction. Stephanie Strike. Éminence au grade 2 baccalauréat en éducation, Erin Nicole Boucharski. Sky Marie-Ange Cloutier. Azrienne Marie Cotreau avec distinction. Sheldon Patrick Cust. Mark David Julian Golansky avec distinction. Arnaud Jean avec distinction. Daphne Lockhead. Nicole Saint-Jean avec distinction. Jennifer Carey Shelton. Lori Megan Standling. Janelle Marie Webb avec distinction.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the Convocation program, but who are not in attendance.
Wow, what a great afternoon. I think you'll agree with me that having 716 students graduate today is impressive. Today is a truly proud moment for the University of Alberta. In total, we will graduate 6,756 students this spring convocation. Now, according to my rough calculations, that represents approximately 270,000 courses completed and 811,000 classroom hours. If each of you actually did the average 3 hours of studying outside of class for each hour in class, right? You did that. Of course you did. That accounts for well over 3.2 million hours in total were devoted to earning the degrees completed this year. Amazing. All those hours represent a lot of time. Time that you might have devoted to your family and friends, to cleaning the house, to doing the laundry, walking the dog, paying the rent. Time when your parents and families had to pick up the slack while you were otherwise engaged. So graduates, it's your turn now to get up, turn around, and give a huge round of applause to all the people who supported you throughout, your parents, your spouses, your partners, your children, your siblings. Okay, now that I have you all back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Graduates, today you irrevocably become part of the U of A family. I know you will do us proud and will join with tens of thousands of alumni who've gone before you and do your part in uplifting the whole people. Before we formally induct you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, we want to remind you of the journey you've been on to get to this ceremony with the presentation of a special video montage for which the words also appear in the back of your program. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint Jean in celebration of the university's centenary in 2008, and it's performed by Chorale Saint Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnon. It was composed by Professor Emeritus Dr. France Lavoisier-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan, and captures the hopefulness and potential of the days spent at the university. I hope the images that will accompany the song show some of your own particular story and bring back fond memories of your time spent here. Enjoy.
Thank you. Eminent Chancellor, my name is Tom Gooding, and it is my great honor to bring greetings from the Alumni Association. Among your alumni family are a Prime Minister, a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and a Nobel laureate, as well as many other outstanding builders, business leaders, artists, educators, and humanitarians around the world. Alumni, all dedicated to uplifting the whole people. Today, you become alumni of the University of Alberta. It is my honor to hereby welcome you and officially induct you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Graduates, would you please stand? As a new ambassador for the University of Alberta, I call upon you to use the knowledge you have gained here for the betterment of yourselves and others. I call upon you to maintain a lifelong connection with your university. As an alumnus of the University of Alberta, be proud of your degree and your fellow alumni. Nurture lifelong friendships cultivated on this campus. Celebrate our university's many successes and recommend it to others. Take part in your Alumni Association's many events and activities. You are officially a lifetime member of a powerful, worldwide network of friends and colleagues. On behalf of all alumni, I am pleased to welcome you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Congratulations and best wishes in all of your future endeavors. Please be seated.
Just a few final words to close our convocation ceremony today. Graduates, all of us on the stage today understand how hard you worked to reach this point. Author Victor Hugo called perseverance the secret of all successes, and you've certainly shown perseverance. Dr. Ian Sterling, thank you once again for sharing your experience and wisdom with our university family. By accepting this honorary degree, you have brought us great honor to this university. Thank you. Graduates, the world is also open for you to be leaders. Your hopes and dreams will give your life purpose and meaning, and they will also become a foundation for our future as a community. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking your responsibilities of becoming a university graduate, and thank you for joining our alumni family. Now, please join me in thanking the musical gifts of our superb vocalist, Miss Andrea Vogel, who just graduated today, as well as the outstanding Convocation Band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. In most families, we celebrate special occasions by sharing food together, so I invite everyone to join us for some light refreshments in the main floor lobby and the first balcony lobby. In closing, I would like to offer a simple prayer written by Dag Hammarskjöld, former Secretary General of the United Nations. He said, "Night is drawing nigh, for all that has been, thanks, and for all that shall be, yes. Say yes, and your dreams will take you far, but may you always remain close to your alma mater, the University of Alberta. Continue your celebration and enjoy the rest of your day."
Riders to the flag.